Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Wenatchee police say a resident in a South Wenatchee Avenue apartment shot and wounded another man who allegedly tried to enter the residence early this morning. The Wenatchee School District may cut 63 staff positions in the 2024-25 school year to make up for a nearly $9 million budget shortfall. Get ready for a warming trend beginning tomorrow with possible record-setting high temperatures early next week. Your full weather forecast is coming up. The largest online shopping and shipping company in the world will soon have a footprint right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Amazon plans to build what's called a last-mile distribution center off of Urban Industrial Way just north of Pangbourne Airport. The Chelan-Douglas Port Authority says construction could begin this spring on the 45,000 square foot facility. Once complete, the center should create at least 150 jobs, although not all would be full-time. Amazon closed on the 8.5 acres of land about 2 weeks ago for $2.5 million. The company says the last mile center, similar to this one in Maple Valley, should be complete by the end of the year. Wenatchee police say a resident in a South Wenatchee Avenue apartment shot and wounded another man who allegedly tried to enter the residence early this morning. The gunshot victim was a 50-year-old Wenatchee man who was found suffering a single gunshot wound to his abdomen. Police were called to the scene in the 300 block of South Wenatchee Avenue about 12:05 a.m. Police Captain Brian Chance says the two men involved in the incident did not know each other. The wounded man was taken for treatment at Confluence Health Hospital, and the case remains under investigation. No charges have been filed. The Wenatchee School District may cut 63 staff positions in the 2024-25 school year to make up for a nearly $9 million budget shortfall. At the Wenatchee School Board meeting on March 26, Superintendent Corey Callahar presented a budget update that outlined how staff positions would be cut. If the board was to vote to close Columbia Elementary School, that would cut 28 staff members and save $2.5 million in materials, supplies, and operating costs. If the schedules at the middle schools and high school are changed, 20 middle school and 6 high school staff positions would be cut. Additionally, the district cut 9 other positions through eliminations, resignations, and reductions. Callahar also said there will be additional reductions needed in the future as enrollment continues to decline. The Chelan County PUD hosted local, federal, and tribal leaders today to celebrate the 20th anniversary of its Habitat Conservation Plan. The multi-party conservation plan guides the PUD's management of crucial habitat and wildlife, including the salmon relied on by Columbia River tribes. U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell and Colville Tribes Chairman Jared Michael Erickson were among the speakers. Cantwell told NCWLIFE News there's still more work to be done for endangered Columbia fish, including the Columbia River Treaty between the United States and Canada.
The expiration of it is coming up, and it is about the flow. And what we want on the U.S. side, not just in Washington, but on the U.S. side, is we want a little more control of that flow, because it gives us the flexibility that we saw here in this project to do the right and make the right decisions. So we're negotiating that right now. I can't tell you all the details of the negotiation because they're at a very high level between the Canadian government and the U.S. government. But I can say that we're talking to our utilities, we're talking to our farmers, we're talking to businesses, and trying to rectify this and hopefully get something done this very year.
Erickson, a wildlife biologist who's chaired the Colville Tribal Council since 2022, said the Habitat Conservation Plan concept should also be adopted by federal dams to protect fish. He told NCWLIFE News environmental policymakers need to include indigenous knowledge while they try to manage critical habitat.
It's almost like you're relearning, and so it's frustrating when you're going to school. You're like, I already know all this, you know what I mean? Like, but you get good grades. You know, I got bad grades in my other class, but great in biology. You know what I mean? I got 4.0s, and so it's frustrating not in that we're studying things within universities, which is great because we need that science background to prove what we already know as tribes. But it's frustrating at the same time that we have to do research to, stuff that we already have knowledge about. So that's the frustrating part. The indigenous knowledge or the traditional ecological knowledge that we've been, it's great to hear NOAA talk about that they're recognizing that as science-based. And common sense. Don't get away from common sense. That's a lot of that is, too. It's just, this is going to be helpful, so why aren't we doing X, Y, or Z to do, what we know will benefits out, like samples.
When we come back, the city of Wenatchee will pay just under $14 million for construction improvements to the Wenatchee Convention Center. Starting Monday, a new emergency alert system will keep Chelan and Douglas County residents apprised of danger. And Sunday is the last day studded tires can legally remain installed on cars in Washington. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Abby says thank you to all the hometown heroes making our community so great. If you know a deserving hometown hero, shoot us an email, hero@abbys.com. Every week, we'll thank some of these heroes with a free giant pizza. Abby's, proud to serve your community. Be a hero tonight. Treat your family and friends to Abby's famous hometown hero pizza. This giant features our classic pepperoni, tasty Italian sausage, and crisp green peppers for a one-of-a-kind legendary flavor. Visit abbys.com for a special pizza at a very special price.
The madness has started at the National RV Show, being hosted once again at the Grant County Fairgrounds, March 20th through the 24th. Top manufacturers are coming from across the country, like Grant Design, Flagstaff, Thor, Forest River, and SMC Horse Trailers. Banks on site with super low interest rates, 0 down, and no payments till July. Enter to win $30,000 in cash or a new 2023 StarCraft trailer. No purchase necessary. Shoot the basket and get an additional $500 off after you make your deal. The National RV Show has Grand Design, Flagstaff, and more at the Grant County Fairgrounds, March 20th through the 24th.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort. Totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air. Call Alpine Air.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
The city of Wenatchee will pay just under $14 million for construction improvements to the Wenatchee Convention Center. Absher Construction was the successful bidder for the center's renovation, which includes new breakout rooms, an expanded kitchen space, and better accessibility to the Fountain Plaza area. The Wenatchee City Council approved the contract unanimously Thursday night. The total redesign and construction project is likely to cost about $16 million. The city issued bonds to pay for the renovation last fall. Starting Monday, a new emergency alert system will keep Chelan and Douglas County residents apprised of danger. The Everbridge Emergency Alert System has been adopted to send text and voicemail alerts to smartphones in case of wildfire, flood, or other natural disaster, as well as police emergencies. It's the same system used by neighboring counties, and it provides alerts in both English and Spanish. Everbridge replaces the AlertSense system that was formerly used by local emergency services. AlertSense users will have their contact information automatically routed to the new system. New users can download Everbridge from the App Store. Well, if you haven't made an appointment at your local tire service center, now's the time. Sunday marks the last day studded tires can legally remain installed on cars in Washington. The Washington Department of Transportation says the traction-heavy tires cause at least $20 million in roadway damage each year. Come Monday, drivers with traction tires on their vehicles can be fined up to $137. Coming up next, 8th District Congresswoman Kim Schreier joined State Representative Mike Steele to cut the ribbon Thursday on the new food distribution facility run by the Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council. We'll have more on that in tonight's feature story. Unseasonably warm temperatures expected this Easter weekend with possible record highs next week. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
As Chelan's premier lifestyle store, Willow, find unique home decor, clothing, jewelry, and more. Come visit for a welcoming and memorable shopping experience.
Lake Chelan Sports is the place to find top brands like Hoka, Ons, Patagonia, and now a full line of Warrior products. With excellent customer service, Lake Chelan Sports has what you need.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
It's a great time to go into the medical profession. And this is the perfect place to start, because this is going to provide you that basic understanding in order to get into medical school, physical therapy school. So when you are ready to head on your career pathway, wherever it is, then you've already had some experience and say, oh, this is so cool. This is exactly what I want to do. So really, you're going to leave me with 13 college credits and a license with the state of Washington.
So, how's Evan?
Well, he's all grown up now, but I worry about him.
So many dangers in the world. COVID, the environment, the opioid epidemic.
Yeah, I hear opioid misuse is on the rise.
I don't even know how to start a conversation with him.
This might help. GetTheFactsRx.com. There's a whole section on how to talk about opioids with your family.
Offer support, not judgment. Cool.
Talk to your family about the dangers of opioids. Visit GetTheFactsRx.com.
The Honda you want is here. Get a great offer on the stylish HR-V or the Civic. Which car and driver called fun to drive? There's never been a better time to drive in the moment with Honda. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
In tonight's features story, 8th District Congresswoman Kim Schreier joined State Representative Mike Steele to cut the ribbon Thursday on the new food distribution facility run by the Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council. The council's food program took over the old space on North Wenatchee Avenue, once used by C&O Nursery. The new space and its food storage and distribution systems were paid for in part by $3 million in federal funding secured by Schreier and another $1 million in state dollars allocated through Steele. Leaders say once it's fully operational in a few weeks, the food center should help provide aid to more hungry families throughout the two counties.
Oh, this is so incredible. One of my passions is just making sure that no children in this country go hungry. And so this is just a magnificent achievement for Chelan and Douglas counties to have this food bank, food pantry that is just remarkable. And we were excited to invest $3 million from the federal level, and then we have Representative Steele getting $1 million from the state, and then so many people from volunteers to city and county contributing to make this all come true. So delighted to be part of it.
Obviously, this is a project that's incredibly worthy for our region, but does great work across the rest of this whole two-county area. We're really working hard to help those folks who need it most, and that's, as I said in my remarks, that's why we do this work, to get the money to help the folks who need it most. I think it's important to know that we've made historic investments over the last several bienniums into food banks and food pantries, recognizing that every community has faced significant need, especially coming out of COVID, and getting folks the access to food. And as food prices and inflation continue to soar across the country, I think it's becoming a more and more utilized service. So all we can do to make sure that folks have access is pretty important to me, and the state will continue to make this a priority for them.
It's been a 4-year journey, and so to me it's a milestone. This is kind of the phase 1 for us, if you will, getting the food pantry open, and then we have the commercial kitchen, and then moving all of our offices here. But getting the community pantry open is the biggest step, really is. The need is tremendous. During the pandemic, we saw a huge spike in the need. We really thought it would start to taper off as we came into 2023, but now we're into the first quarter of 2024, and it has not leveled off any. We're serving around 10,000 individuals each month. And this will just be another opportunity for people to access food, and that's the exciting part about it, is we'll be able to have this space opened up multiple days a week for several hours a day, really taking down that barrier of this is your one opportunity for this couple hours a week type of an approach.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great week and a great Friday today. A typical spring day around North Central Washington. Look at this shot from our Billy Goat Sky-Fi tower camera looking out our weather window from this afternoon. It almost looks like a swarm of locusts or something up north, but it's actually snowflakes falling up high on our Billy Goat Tower. And you can see the Columbia River and the Methow River down below. So a little bit of everything. And that is typical of our spring weather. We had plenty of sun in Wenatchee, and that enabled us to get up to 56 degrees unofficially today. Our normal high is 57, so pretty much right where we should be for late March. 75, our record high, and that was set in 1994. 36 this morning. That's right in line with where we should be for low temperatures at 37, and our record low, 27 degrees in 1987. Sunrise this morning, 6:44. And the sun sets tonight at 7:27. All right, let's get you right to those Saturday temperatures kicking off our Easter weekend. And I'll tell you, if you're traveling tomorrow to spend Easter dinner with some family or friends, going to be great travel weather tomorrow. 62 in Moses Lake and Ephrata, 61 degrees for Quincy, and then 60 in Wenatchee, 59 Entiat, and 60 for Chelan, 58 in Leavenworth, and 59 your high temperature tomorrow in Cashmere. Should see lots of sunshine this Easter weekend. Tonight we will be mostly clear. There's the area of low pressure that brought some showers around our area. It's now continuing to move to the south, and that's keeping us mostly clear tonight with low temperatures about normal into those mid-30s. Getting you into Saturday, just beautiful. There's high pressure, and it's slowly moving on shore. We'll see warmer temperatures Saturday. Most of us right around that 60-degree mark, and then as we get into Easter Sunday, just spectacular weather. We'll see high pressure still in control off the coast. Going to warm up too. Just going to be a nice Easter Sunday with high temperatures somewhere in those mid-60s, so almost 10 degrees above where we should be on Easter. For Monday, happy April 1st, and it's going to feel more like early summer as we get into Monday. Mostly sunny and warmer. Talking high temperatures Monday near 70 degrees. Just might see a few of those high clouds on Monday, but boy, what a beautiful way to start our next work week on Tuesday. This is where we could be talking some records. Sunny skies and unseasonably warm on Tuesday. We're talking highs in the low to mid 70s, and if we should get into the mid 70s, that'll be a record for us on Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, here's low pressure to our northeast, and then some big area of high pressure off the coast. Going to kick up those winds on Wednesday. We're going to cool down a bunch too with highs Wednesday near about 60 degrees. And then as we get to the end of our forecast on Thursday, mostly cloudy skies. We will see about a 30% chance for shower activity on Thursday. Still going to cool down too with highs only in the mid, maybe upper 50s with even some snow on Thursday in the Cascades. So Mother Nature not done with us yet. Overnight tonight, our 7-day forecast, 34 degrees. A beautiful stretch of weather then begins on Saturday. Sunny both Saturday and and Sunday, 60 your highs Saturday, all the way up to 64 on Sunday. And then look at Monday and Tuesday, maybe some high clouds Monday and 70 degrees. Record-setting temperatures possible on Tuesday at 73. Then a big cool down. We'll see windy conditions Wednesday and 60, and even cooler with some showers Thursday. High temperatures then 56 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Well, a happy finally Friday. The NCAA tournament for Gonzaga continues today as they take on the Purdue Boilermakers in the Sweet 16. The two teams met an earlier season tournament in Hawaii back in November, with Purdue coming out on top by 10. Gonzaga coach Mark Few says both teams are much different now than they were then.
I think we're both different. I know in our case we're vastly different. We had some pretty rough patches there early if you watched some of our practices and even some of our early games. But we actually played really, really hard against them the first time. We just turned the ball over too much and shot way, way, way too many threes.
That game is underway right now on TBS. The Gonzaga women are also in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA Women's Tournament. They'll play in Portland tonight against Texas. Coach Lisa Fortier says the Zags are going to face a very physical lineup in the Longhorns.
We watched a lot of film on them, and they're extremely physical. I think we're going to have to match their physicality. They rebound the ball really well. They're so big out there, so you're playing with 3 forwards at all times, at least. So you're definitely going to have to rebound. We're going to have to get to our kind of shots, and I just think play our game. When we're having fun and playing how we play, we can compete with anybody.
Gonzaga and Texas tip at 7 tonight on ESPN. Meanwhile, Haley Van List's LSU Tigers play tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock on ABC against UCLA. If they win and Iowa beats Colorado, it would be feature LSU and Caitlin Clark and Iowa in the Elite Eight. How about that? Seattle Kraken overcame several dust-ups with the Ducks last night and beat Anaheim 4-2 in NHL play. Seattle got the on the board first after a scoreless first period on a goal by Jaden Schwartz. Anaheim took the lead on 2 shorthanded tallies before the Kraken responded.
Burakovsky in control with a shot. They score! It's a Berkey bullet from up top. He'll spin. Borgen, a shot wide. Oleksiak is on the rebound. Got Igor to the slot. Kirchier scores! Hey, what do you say? Ty Kirchier! Petrano's back, 5-on-4. Conventional power play. McCann scores! Beniers out in front. McCann from downtown. It's a power play goal. It's Maddie Beniers. 4-2 Seattle.
Seattle's back home tomorrow night against the Dallas Stars. Puck drops at 7 o'clock. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest Plus. Opening night did not go the way the Mariner fans were hoping for last night at T-Mobile Park. Boston spoiled the night for a packed house and a 6-4 decision. Nelson Cruz threw out the first pitch and signed a one-day contract to retire as a Mariner. That's pretty cool. Mitch Haniger and Dylan Moore went deep for Seattle, but Boston would win the night.
Please welcome Mariners great Nelson Cruz. Here to surprise Nelson and celebrate his recent retirement by catching the pitch, his friend and Mariners Hall of Famer, Felix Hernandez. Nice pitch, Nelson. Thanks, Felix, for being back.
Here we go.
Haniger.
Here we go.
Out to right field.
Mitch. That's what I'm talking about. I'm happy for Mitch, man. Golly. Great guy.
Yeah, everybody was really excited that he came back to the club. He was too.
It's a one-run game.
Yeah, had a great spring, and that was a good swing he put on that one right there to drive it out the opposite field, especially on a cold night like tonight.
Yeah.
Dylan Moore pinch hits, bats for Canzone. Out to center field. This is carrying back. Dylan Moore, pinch hit, home run on opening day. It's a one-run game.
Well, he's somebody we know over the past few years that if he catches it, he's got a lot of pop in that bat.
Kenley Jansen trying to lock it up. And the 0-2 to Luke Raley. Swing and a miss, and the Red Sox win it on opening night.
Boston and Seattle play game 2 of the 4-game set, 6:40 tonight on Root Sports Northwest. Checking the Les Schwab Prep baseball scoreboard from yesterday, Elmira Cooley Heartline shut out Omak. Quincy pummeled Waterville Mansfield 22-7. Lake Roosevelt bettered Bridgeport 7-zip. Brewster beat up Oroville 24-5. Manson edged Okanagan 3-2. Doubleheaders on the schedule today, including Liberty Bell at Lake Roosevelt, Wenatchee at West Valley, and Moses Lake visiting Eisenhower. Tomorrow's schedule begins at 11 a.m. with Ephrata at Selah. Kashmir hosts Chelan. Omak at Cascade. Brewster welcomes Okanagan. Manson visits Bridgeport, and Waterville Mansfield is at Riverside Christian. Tonasket takes on Cle Elum at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. East Valley swept a softball doubleheader from Ephrata yesterday, 12-2 and 8-7. Tonasket topped to Omak 8-6. Lake Roosevelt beat Bridgeport 21-5. It was Brewster over Oroville 22-4. Okanagan down Manson 18-3. Doubleheaders today featured Liberty Bell at Lake Roosevelt. Eastmont visiting Royal. Wampano hosting Quincy. Brewster takes on Tonasket. Wenatchee's hosting West Valley. Eisenhower visiting Moses Lake. Tomorrow's schedule has Chelan at Kashmir. Manson visits Bridgeport. Eastmont hosts Glacier Peak at noon. Cle Elum travels to Okanagan. Moses Lake will play Glacier Peak at Eastmont's Sterling Fourplex. That'll be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, several tight affairs played out on the pitch yesterday as Grandview edged Ephrata 1-0. Kashmir got by Chelan 2-1. Cascade down Quincy 3-1. Bridgeport beat Pateras 4-0. It was Okanagan over Oroville 2-0. Tonasket topped Liberty Bell 3-1. There's a limited schedule today with Wenatchee at Davis. Quincy visits Bush. Moses Lake plays at West Valley. Tomorrow finds Manson at Brewster at 11 a.m. while Chelan visits Lakeside 9 Mile Falls at noon. Omak hosts Colville at 1 o'clock. The Wenatchee Wild play their first ever Western Hockey League playoff game tonight. Game 1 of the best-of-7 series between Wenatchee and Kelowna starts at 7 o'clock at the Town Toyota Center. Game 2 tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. The series will then shift to Kelowna for games 3 and 4 next Tuesday and Wednesday. You can go to WenatcheeWildHockey.com for tickets and more information. That's a look at sports news. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us. Have a great Easter, and we'll see you again on Monday.